Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and in this video I will be explaining you one question from array in the interview bit series. So basically this question is to find a number which repeats greater than or equal to n by 3 times in a given array. Okay, so let me just read out the problem first. So basically what we have given an array of n integers, and we need to find if any integer occurs more than n by 3 times in an array in linear time or in constant additional space. So basically this is our task. The first task is to find an integer which occurs more than n by 3 times, and along with that we need to do this in linear time and without taking any extra space. That means constant additional space. Okay, so if we found out that integer, so we simply return that integer, otherwise we need to return -1, which shows that we did not find that integer which occurs more than n by 3 times in an array. Okay, so let me just explain this with the help of the example. So this is the example where we have elements like 1 2 3 1 1. So we have 5 elements and 5 by 3 is 1. Therefore what we have we have one element, that is element 1, which occurs greater than n by 3 times in an array. So n by 3 is 1. So this element 1 occurs 3 times, so which is greater than 1. Therefore we found out the element as 1 and we need to return answer as 1. In the case if we have multiple solution, like if we have in this array 1 2 to 1 1, therefore 1 as well as 2 both are the valid candidate for the answer. So in this case what we need to do, we need to return any one of the 1 or 2. Okay, so now let's see how to solve this. Here what we have this function, repeated number function, which takes an argument, a vector of integer. Okay, and we need to find if there exists any element in this vector of integers such that that element occurs greater than n by 3 times. Okay, where n is the size of the this vector of integer. So we show our number of integers in variable n, and we have taken two variables c1 and c2 along with e1 and e2. So c1 and c2 holds the count of the integers that is present in e1 and e2. Okay, initially we don't have any valid candidate for this array. Suppose if we have array, as I showed you earlier, we have taken array 1 2 3 1 1. So suppose let's say this is our array. Okay, so we will explain this code with the help of this example. C1 is initialized to 0 and C2 is initialized to 0, and E1 is initialized to int max and E2 is initialized to int max. Okay, so this is basic initialization for these variables. Now what we need to do, whenever we found out the element that is already in this E1 or E2, we just simply increment the count of the corresponding element. This E1 is for C1 and this E2 is for C2. Just remember that. Okay, and we iterate in all of our array elements. Initially we are at 1 and we check that this element is either present in E1 or E2. So earlier E1 and E2 does not contain any element. Therefore in this case what we need to do, we just simply need to change this value. See what we have condition, we have if a of I is equal to E1. No, it is not the case. A of I is equal to E2. This is also not the case. Else if we will check that if C1 is equal 0, yes it is equal to 0, then we will change this to 1 and update E1 with the value 1. Okay, this shows that the value 1 occurs one time in an array. Okay, after that what we have increment our I. When we are at 2, we check that if this 2 is equal to E1 or E2, it is not, and C1 is also not equal to 0. Here it is true, C2 is equal to 0, so we will update this to 1, and the value for which this count 2 is equal to 1 is 2. After that we increment our I. Now in this case what we have element 3 which is not equal to 1 or 2. Also C1 is not equal to C1 is not equal to 0 and C2 is not equal to 0. So in this case what we need to do, we need to cancel the counts for these two elements by 1, because see, 1 occurs one time, 2 occurs one time, and 3 occurs one time. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to if we cancel out the 1 count from each of the 3 cases, there is no change in the answer. Okay, because if these 3 occurs one time, then we simply cancel the count for each of one of them. Therefore, what we need to do, we need to cancel the count for these to 0 and this also to 0. Okay, this is done, right? After that, we increment our I to this location 1 and we will check that it is equal to even. So we increment the count of C1 by 1. Again we increment our I and increment the count 1 to 2. See, C1 contain value 2, which shows that the value 1 can be the candidate for the element which repeats n by 3 times, and 2 can also be the candidate. Okay, from any one of these two elements, either E1 or E2, at the end of this iteration, this shows that these two can be the valid candidate for our output. Okay, once we got this E1 and E2, what we need to do, we just simply need to find out that the element E1 occurs how many times in our array. So this is that condition, and also we need to check that E2 present in how many times in our array. So this is this condition. So we found out that 1 occurs 3 times and 2 occurs 1 time. So we check that if C1 is greater than n by 3, that means count of the first element is greater than n by 3. Yes, it is. So we simply return the element from here, that is 1 in this case. Okay, so hope this problem is clear to you. If it is not clear, I will explain this with the help of one more example. Okay, if I take example 1 2 3 3 4 5 3 3. Okay, here n is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and n by 3 gives us 2. So the element 3 present 4 times, which is greater than equal to 2. So 4 can be the 3 can be the answer in this case. Okay, so how 3 can be the answer in this case? Let me just quickly go through the example. We take two variables C1 and C2, both initialized to 0, and E1 and E2 initialized to int max. That means nothing in there. Okay, we iterate from the first location. We check that E1 is this is 1 is not equal to either E1 or E2. It is C1 is equal to 0. So increment the C1 and update the value to 1. We again check that 2 is present and it is not equal to this, increment count 2 and update this with 2. After that 3 came, it reduces the count of the two elements by 1 and increment the I. So 3 again came. We check that it is not equal to E1 or E2 in this case, so we need to replace any one of this. So we replace E1. So what we are going to do, we update C1 with 1 and change this output to 3. See, what does this shows that in this particular array from starting location, 3 is surely the candidate for the n by 3 greater than element. Okay, and from this 1 and 2, it doesn't matter, we can choose any one of them up to now, because both occurs one time. After that we increment our I, it's on 4. We check that count 2 is equal to 0, so we change this value to 1 and update E2 with 4. After that we increment our I 5. Okay, so 5 cancel out, what it does, it cancels out 1 from these two elements, because it doesn't matter if the 3 elements occurs 1 time, then you can cancel the effect of that 2 elements and it reduces to that to 0 and increment our I. We check that 3 is already present, so we increment our count to 1. Again we increment I, 3 is already present in E1, so increment count to 2. See, so in this case E1 will contain 3 and E2 will contain 4, so 3 and 4 can be the major candidate for this answer. So we count the number of times this E1 and E2 present, and whatever is present greater than n by 3 times, we simply return that our answer. So let me try to run this example. So hope this test successfully. So the test is correct, and if we try to submit this code, so it is submitting and it's submitted successfully. Okay, see, we got our answer. Okay, so this is the method by which we can solve this problem of finding the element which occurs greater than n by 3 times in an element. Okay, so hope this problem is clear to you. Thank you.